Hi everyone, good evening and welcome to the session. Uh, Kindly let me know if I'm audible and the video is also clear so that we can quickly begin with our session where we are supposed to discuss the current affairs for the month of May, precisely the second week current affairs from 8th of May till 18th of May. And this time we are going to follow the MCQ type of pattern. Hi everyone. Yes, so my voice is audible on my device. I hope it is audible for you also. And I am keeping the comment section open in front of me so that if you have any questions, follow-up questions or query, you can drop that in the comment section. Do also subscribe to the channel because all of the content, PDF, etc. you get at the same place. Acha, the PDF of this entire session, you will be able to find it on our Telegram, not Telegram channel, in fact our Oliveboard application. So if you have not already enrolled, if you have not already registered on the application, try to make it sure because all the PDF you get for free of the YouTube session after the session has been completed. Okay? Chaliye. And those of you who are preparing for the banking examination quite seriously, they can choose this one-stop solution for all your banking examination need. This is called as banking selection kit, and you can see mostly all the features that you will require ever for your preparation. They're all clubbed here inside. Alongside that, we also have banking super elite batches, which is most premium batch, which helps you to cater and have all the things under one roof, under one umbrella for cracking the banking examination. Chaliye, straight away jumping to the first question here. The first question is regarding PM Mitra. Okay. Prime Minister recently inaugurated a PM Mitra park at which location in Telangana? So we have 2-3 information that Prime Minister has inaugurated something which is called as PM Mitra. It seems to be an initiative or any scheme, and he has inaugurated that particular park, Mitra Park, in the state of Telangana. Okay. Now let us first try to understand what is PM Mitra, what is basically being done under this particular program, and the other components as well, so that we can answer other questions related to this particular initiative or scheme of the government. So PM Mitra stands for, Mitra here stands for, PM to you all know, Prime Minister. Mitra is Mega Integrated Textile Reason and Apparel. All right. So this is basically a textile park, almost a ready-made park with all the facilities which is required for entire chain of operation as far as the textile sector is concerned. So it is trying to solve the age-old traditional problem in the textile industry, where the weaving was done at one particular place, dyeing was done somewhere else, and then other steps were also undertaken at different places. So now we are calling it as integrated park. Why? Because within a single facility, you are getting to do all of these steps at the same time, one after the other. So what is going to be the benefit? It is going to reduce the logistic cost. Why? Because if you are weaving at one place and you are dyeing at the other place, okay? So इससे होता क्या है? What will be the problem? That the logistic cost, taking things from one place to other place for various steps and processes, it will increase the logistic cost. If the logistic cost, that is the input cost, is going to increase, it is also going to affect the output cost. That is, you have to sell it for the higher price because you are making it for higher amount. All right. This will reduce your global competitiveness. So when we are reducing this logistic cost, our product is going to be, textile product is going to be more competitive globally. और भी हम इसको अच्छे से बेच पाएंगे, दूसरे देशों के साथ इसको वहाँ पर एक्सचेंज कर पाएंगे. ठीक है, एक्सचेंज क्या मतलब सेल कर पाएंगे, एक्सचेंज क्यों करोगे आप. सो ये पार्क, इट इज़ नॉट द ओनली पार्क. There are a lot of such park. More than half a dozen such park has now been proposed under the PM Mitra scheme. This PM Mitra started in the year 2021. I think 21st of October 2021, this particular scheme was initiated. All right. So here it is asking that in Telangana, where this park has been started. So under the Kakatiya Textile Park, which is a pre-existing region in Telangana, specifically the place of Warangal, where the PM has inaugurated this. And this is on the same occasion where PM has also asked the nation to reduce less oil, less petrol, to buy less gold, etc. So both of these things took place on the same day as far as I can recollect. Moving ahead, second is, what does the 5F? Acha, this entire PM Mitra is based upon the PM Modi's 5F framework. So what is 5F framework? It stands for farm to fiber to factory to fashion to foreign. A unification or integration of these various steps, from procurement of the raw material to the mass production to the introduction in the fashion and then exporting it to the other countries. So this is part of that particular framework to boost the textile sector and the output and make it more competitive globally. Chaliye. So we can check the answers also. Warangal, and the description is also given. 5F full form is also given here. Moving to the next question, which is regarding what is the implementation model for PM Mitra Park between the state and the center? See, PM Mitra model follows a triple P model, that is private public partnership is there. All right. Alongside, it forms a joint venture between the state and the central government, where state government is going to have 51% of the stakes equity and the central government is going to have 49% of their stakes overall. So the correct answer is going to be, it is based upon the SPV model, where state is having 51% stakes and the central government is having 49% of the stakes. Next is, what is the total budgetary outlay for PM Mitra scheme? This is something that a lot of people might get confused, because there were two amounts where this particular news was discussed. Okay. 4445, that is 4,445 crore rupees, and 1695. These both amount were there in the news article. But let us try to understand the difference between the two amounts. See, PM Mitra is not associated with a single state, as we have discussed. There are multiple park in various states. Maharashtra में भी है, दूसरे states में भी आपको दिखाई देगा. All right. तो उसके लिए क्या है, अलग अलग बजट होंगे. There will be different budget allocated to individual parks. So the total fund or the total budgetary outlay is 4,445. Now when the PM was inaugurating this particular Warangal Mitra Park in Telangana, the budget for that is roughly around 1695 crore. 1695 crore. Okay? In each park, the area has to be over 1,000 acres. Here also the area is roughly around 12 or 1,300 acres, and this is going to be provided by the state government. Okay? Not the central government. State government is responsible for arranging this much area for each park. And what is central government going to provide? Central government is going to provide a 500 crore rupees initial funding. Alongside, there will be another 200 crore rupees, which will be 200 to 300 crore, which will be kept for incentivizing the private player to join on the early basis. So this was the correct answer. SPV and the 4445 crore is the right answer. Moving ahead, the textile sector contribute what percentage to India's total export earning? So it is asking, out of all the things that we export, what is the contribution of textile sector? So textile sector is currently contributing roughly around 12% of the export. And if you ask in terms of GDP, what is the contribution of textile sector in terms of GDP? So the contribution in terms of GDP is around 2.3%. As far as the steel sector is concerned, it is around 2.1 or 2.2%. Footwear, etc., it is less than 1%, nearly around 0.6 to 0.7%. Okay? So in export, textile sector is quite important. Moving ahead, which of the following sites was the first to sign MOU for the PM Mitra? So we have discussed in multiple states, there are various sites where these textile parks have been opened or are supposed to be opened. So which was the first site to sign an MOU? So the first site is Virudunagar in Tamil Nadu. Okay. Acha, this Dhar was also mentioned, Dhar district of MP was also mentioned, but it is not the site to first sign the MOU. Rather, it is the site where the foundation stone was first laid. Foundation stone was first laid. Okay. Those who are willing to give the answers, if by the time I am reading the question, if you are able to get the answer, try to give it in the comment section. You can try also. You can try your luck also. I'll be seeing it. If somebody is correct, I'll be mentioning them. Chaliye. Moving ahead, next question here we have is India and Vietnam set a new bilateral trade target by 2030. So they have revised their earlier target. Earlier the target for 2030 was around 16%. Around $16 billion, not 16%, $16 billion. Now they have revised it. So the question is asking, what is the revised amount? So just like Vietnam, we have signed either FTAs or we have revised our bilateral trade with a lot of countries in the recent months in 2026. whether it is Ethiopia, whether it is New Zealand, whether it is Sudan, है ना, whether it is Tanzania, all right, with a lot of countries we are dealing. Either we are revising our tie-ups, either we are revising the target of bilateral trade, or we are signing certain FTA like we did with New Zealand and European Union, free trade agreement. Okay, so that the when the Indian product reach that particular place, New Zealand, etc., or part of European Union, it is not supposed to be received with a certain custom being paid. वो custom वहाँ पर देने की problem चली जाएगी. यहाँ पर भी क्या है, bilateral trade, I hope basic term है, everybody is aware of it. Bilateral trade, whatever is the total value of total import and export between the two countries. Total import and export between the two countries, है ना? So some total of that. All right. So if there is a much difference, it is not a good thing. For example, if you are importing a lot of things and if you are exporting less, then there will be a wider trade deficit, which is not a good thing. So has anybody tried to answer it? No answers here. Correct answer here is $25 billion. $25 billion. Okay. And as part of this particular meet that has recently taken place in the month of May, total of 13 MOUs have been signed, from drugs to education to culture heritage to every other category as well. Some of them are also included in the question which we are going to cover. Now, India is providing a defense line of credit to Vietnam for patrolling boat. It is asking what is the amount of that particular defense line of credit. Firstly, you need to understand what is LOC. This LOC is not the movie. This LOC is not the line of control. LOC here in economic and geopolitical terms, it is line of credit. It is line of credit. For example, when you are buying, not buying it literally, if you are getting a credit card from a particular bank, let's say HDFC or ICICI or Axis or SBI, whatever. So the total amount that you have as a credit limit, 1,50,000 rupees, 50 lakh hai, kuch bhi hai, that is your line of credit that the bank is providing you so that you can purchase and pay later. When your billing cycle, according to your billing cycle, you can pay later after certain days. So similar to that, when it is said that India is providing line of credit to Vietnam, what does it mean? That we are providing them certain loan, and it is mentioning defense line of credit. That means we are giving them loan to buy defense equipment or related product from India. It is not going to be another case, for example, if they are buying from America and we are giving them loan, है ना? आपकी दुकान से कोई खरीद रहा है तो आप उधार दो, चलता है. किसी और की दुकान से खरीद रहा है, उधार आपसे ले रहा है, ऐसा होता है क्या? नहीं होता है. So you have to understand the terminology. So line of credit is when a party is taking loan from you for certain things. Here it is talking about the defense line of credit. So it is asking what is the total amount of how much loan we are going to provide them for Vietnam to buy defense product like patrolling vehicle. Although it is not only about patrolling vehicles like boats, etc. They are also trying to get the BrahMos supersonic missile from India. Okay? So the total line of credit that India is providing is $300 million. But apart from that, another value was in news, which was $500 million. What is the difference? $500 million is the total line of credit we are providing. $300 million is the defense line of credit that we are providing to Vietnam. I hope it's clear. Moving ahead. NPCI International partnered with which agency to enable UPI payment? So there are a lot of discussions regarding this particular news, है ना? In the background also, in the previous week, in the previous month also, similar questions or similar topics, similar news headlines were in circulation. So let us try to relate them with each other. For example, NPCIL, that is NPCI International, is the, you can say, offshore or the international arm of National Payment Corporation of India. National Payment Corporation of India. So in the month of, I think, March or April, we have covered a current affairs where NPCIL has partnered with Sri Lanka Pay, which is NPCI equivalent of Sri Lanka, to launch what is called as Lanka QR. Now, when an Indian is going to, let's say, Sri Lankan hotels or resorts or any park or any place of tourism, amusement, etc., they can directly use their mobile phone UPI app, Indian UPI app, to pay directly at that particular point. They do not have to exchange the currencies, etc. So this is also part of the Utkarsh 3.0 medium-term strategic framework of Reserve Bank of India, which is from 2026 to 2029, 3-year framework, medium-term framework, where we are trying to globalize our payment ecosystem like RuPay, network, and also UPI. ठीक है. So here also in case of Vietnam we are partnering with them to facilitate the same thing. All right. So which particular body or which particular agency is partnering with NPCIL from the side of Vietnam? Correct answer for that is NAPAS. NAPS. NAPAS. NAPAS is basically Vietnamese equivalent of NPCI of India. Okay. So they have signed an MOU. This is one of the MOUs that has been signed. Secondly, there is a question about the MOU between IREL, which has signed an MOU with Vietnamese ITREE for help in mining. Now this particular news is regarding mining of something. So there are two bodies from India side, IREL, and from the side of Vietnam, ITREE. They have signed an MOU. Question is asking about what mining they basically agreed upon. So there is some answer, $100 million. I'm not sure for what question it was, but I cannot seem to find a question where $100 million was the answer, है ना. 100 million नहीं था कहीं पे, 300 है और एक में 25 billion. चलिए, but never mind, try करो आप, कोई इसमें इशू नहीं है. यहाँ पर जो correct answer है, that is rare earth element. I hope you do understand what is rare earth element. Rare earth element or critical minerals, they are largely nowadays used in EV batteries that we have. ठीक है. What are certain examples? Lithium, cobalt, germanium, all right, nickel. These are all example of critical minerals or rare earth element. Now their name is rare earth element, but they are not that rare. They are not that rare, but we still try to avoid extracting them. Why? Because the extraction process is not very environment friendly. So we try to avoid it. Then it becomes rare, psychologically or behaviorally, you can say, in a way. All right. So earlier also we required these rare earth element and critical minerals, but not in that proportion. Why? Because there were no EV cars back then. Now with the emergence of this particular EV cars, the demand of both these rare earth element and also the semiconductor, it has skyrocketed globally, and every country is trying to solve this problem. So towards the end of this particular quiz session, you will find another news update where European Union has partnered with India, and jointly they are trying to find solution of this particular problem. There can be two solutions. Either you try to discover some alternative or invent or build certain alternative to be used instead of these rare earth element for your EV batteries. Secondly, you have to focus upon recycling. How much more you can recycle or reuse these critical. You, instead of discarding them, disposing them, try to find it from the waste stream, extract it, and try to reuse it in the EV battery. So that is also one thing that can be done. So European Union and India are partnering for both of these things. All right. Similarly, here also Vietnam has also signed a treaty. Now here what is going to happen? IREL, that is the India counterpart, is going to help Vietnam to mine the rare earth element. India does not have a lot of rare earth element. We largely depend upon other countries, but some of the countries like Vietnam, they do have reserves. So we are going to teach them, or we are going to help them to how to basically mine them and extract them. So for that, IREL has signed a MOU. I hope this part is also clear. Moving to the next news. The 9th Foreign Office consultation between India and Sudan took place in which place? So this was the 9th FOC, that is Foreign Office consultation. What is FOC, Foreign Office consultation? It is simply meet between diplomats, between delegates of two countries to review their partnership, to extend new targets, to enhance the cooperation in various areas. All right. So this has recently taken place. It is asking where it has taken place. Delhi is every day in news. Most of the meetings take place in Delhi. Apart from Delhi also, all these three things, all these three names were also recently in news in past 90 days. So we have to find out the right answer. So correct answer for this is Port Sudan, where this particular meet has taken place, or this particular FOC, 9th FOC has taken place. Acha, this name was also in news along with the same news. Why? Because this is the capital of Sudan. Khartoum is the capital of Sudan. Delhi you all know, and Addis Ababa is the capital of Ethiopia, which is not concerned with this particular development or news. All right. So for other names also, other terms also, you should be aware of, because the question can be asked otherwise also related to Ethiopia's news. Next is the ITEC program, which has been discussed under this FOC, was established in which year? So firstly, we should be aware of what is ITEC. ITEC is like a you can say aid or support that we provide to developing countries, है ना? See, India is also part of the global south, the developing countries or the poorer countries. Sudan is also part of this global south, all right? But India is a massive economy as compared to Sudan. We are nowhere when we compare ourselves with a lot of European countries or America, or for that matter, China, Japan, you know, because having lesser population, their GDP is significantly higher or near us. Either they are higher or they are very near our GDP. So even with having, even after having the world's biggest population today, our economy is very small in size and proportion. You can think of it of like that, कि America is having multifold GDP as compared to India, है ना? And the size or population of America is 4 to 5 times smaller than India. So that is a big gap. There is a big gap. But if you compare the same situation, if you see a lot of global south countries like Sudan, they are smaller than us. We have greater administrative experience, we have greater zeal, insight, knowledge, repertoire, expertise, which we can share with them. So under this ITech program or framework, we try to help these other countries like Sudan in capacity building. We provide them a lot of short-term skilling program. So for example, if there is a working professional in private company of Sudan, or there is a bureaucrat working in Sudan, so we can send delegations to teach them or to make them familiar how to do what efficiently with our experience, being a bigger country with being a major economy in the world. All right. Alongside that, we can also provide them short-term skilling courses, to make the working of those professionals more efficient. So that is ITech. Apart from ITech, there is another provision where we are trying to provide a scholarship to the Sudanese students who are coming and studying in Indian universities. Okay? So here the correct answer is establishment of ITech took place in 1964, the year when Pandit Nehru also died. Moving ahead, what is the full form of Janani portal launched by Health Ministry? So two informations are given: Janani, which is a portal, and it has been launched by Health Ministry. Now we have to know what is this Janani portal. Janani portal has recently replaced RCH portal, which was the old portal for housing data and records, medical records specifically pertaining to pregnancies and mother's health, immunization of the child. So this new portal, more interoperable portal, has come in to take the place of the RCH portal. Interoperability means that various computers, various components are integrated and are able to share data among each other. So a lot number of times it used to happen that if a mother is moving from Bihar, she has migrated from Bihar, she was pregnant, she has moved from Bihar to, let's suppose, some other place, Hyderabad or Mumbai, Lucknow, Delhi, any other place. Now there can be a case where the data is missing. She's not having her data related to the earlier test which have been conducted. If the child was being delivered, immunization has been done, vaccination has been done, there are no supporting data and document for that. So if she has to go to primary healthcare center or any medical facility, doctor will be absolutely clueless that what has already been done about the pregnancy health of the child when the ultrasounds were being initially taken. So now this portal is going to digitize all of these things, and it is going to solve problem at each and every level. For example, the mother is going to get benefited because she does not have to carry those copies and those medical cards and reports. It will be digitized and it will be present on this particular portal. So in rural areas, the people, specifically in northern India, they call it badi wali copy. So that specific badi wali copy, the mother is not supposed to hold it. At times it used to get lost, and then the problems used to get even bigger. Secondly, the government is also going to get benefit. Government को भी यहाँ पर फायदा मिलेगा. कैसे फायदा मिलेगा? Government can get an insight statistically that which are the areas which need more help. कहाँ पर ज़्यादा हॉस्पिटल बनाने, where we have to open more hospital, seeing the maternal health, mortality rates, immunization rates, all these things. Thirdly, doctors are also going to get benefited with it. How come? Because today when a patient comes and if they are not having those all the document, what all tests have been conducted, blood test, ultrasound, various tests, immunization records, etc. If they are not present, doctor is also clueless. And he has to call some primary healthcare center in some other city, other district, and it is a big mess. Now everything is going to be present at one particular click. And this word Janani means, it is a Sanskrit word which basically means mother. ठीक है. So this new portal is going to solve a lot of problem and it has been launched by Health Ministry. Health Ministry. So it is asking what is the full form. The full form of this is Journey of Antenatal, Natal and Neonatal Integrated Care. Everything is going to be integrated. That is the nature of it. Now the word natal here, which has been used at least thrice in different groupings. Natal means birth. Natality means birth. All right. So natal is birth. Neonatal means new birth. है ना. अक्सर बच्चों को नवजात कहा जाता है, तो नवजात इज नियोनेटल. नव मीन्स न्यू और नियो, नेटल मीन्स बर्थ और जात. और ठीक है, ये जो वर्ड है एंटीनेटल, इट मीन्स इट इज सिमिलर टू प्रीनेटल. इन अमेरिकन डिक्शनरीज एंड लेक्सिकन द वर्ड प्रीनेटल इज यूज्ड. इन ब्रिटेन, इंडिया, ऑस्ट्रेलिया एंड सर्टेन अदर पार्ट्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड द वर्ड एंटीनेटल इज यूज्ड बिफोर द बर्थ. ठीक है ना, बिफोर द बर्थ. चलिए, moving ahead, the Janani platform is built on which foundational framework? So it is built, very obvious, it is built upon COVID. तो नहीं सकता, वो तो COVID का है. Digital India stack भी नहीं है, प्रधानमंत्री गति शक्ति भी नहीं हो. It is very obvious, it is ABDM, आयुष्मान भारत डिजिटल मिशन is the right answer. Next question. Skyroot is Aerospace, India's first space tech unicorn, is valued at what particular amount? Just a second. What particular amount? So firstly, we need to understand what is a unicorn company. Any company with a valuation of more than $1 billion. Any company with a valuation of more than $1 billion, it is called a unicorn. So as far as I can like count it up, by May 2026, we have, after Skyroot attaining the unicorn status, we have a total of around 128 or 129 unicorn startups in India. And under the fund of fund initiative for startups and under the other, you can say, incentives for the startup, government is trying to make a lot of more startups successful. But what we have seen that a lot of portal based companies or a lot of, you can say, the fintech companies, financial technology based companies, they were the ones which were getting this unicorn status. For example, the last company which got the status in the month of April, it was Credit B. It was also a fintech company. So it is unique. Why? Because it is going to be the first space tech company. India has allowed the private players to come and join the defense, participate in defense, space research, etc. They can launch their own, you can say, defense related component. For example, there's a company called as Tejas Network which is working in that. There are a lot of PSUs also which work. Bell है, Bhel है, बाकी चीज़ है. But यहाँ पर जो space tech company है, वो unicorn status कम ही उनको मिला है. तो ये unique इसके पास achievement है. Skyroot has got that achievement to become one of the first, in fact the first space tech company to get this unicorn status. And a lot of project of Skyroot you already are aware with, I hope. For example, you must have heard about the Vikram launcher or Vikram launch vehicle, which was in news. Okay? So what they are doing, they are naming a lot of launch vehicles and also their engines on the name of scientists, people like Satish Dhawan, people like Homi Bhabha. Not Homi Bhabha exactly, people like Vikram Sarabhai. So they are naming on them. Okay? So the question is asking ki what is the valuation now? So recently it has received a funding of roughly around 560 crore. After attaining this particular funding, the total valuation is standing at around $1.1 billion. $1.1 billion. Next question is, what is the payload capacity? How much weight it can take off? So for Vikram 1 vehicle it is asking. So the correct answer for this is, just a second. So the correct answer for this is 480 kg. LEO here means low Earth orbital. Moving ahead, as we have mentioned, they are naming the engines, etc. on the name of the scientist. So the question is, the Dhawan series engines in Skyroot Vikram 2 uses which propulsion system? So the correct answer for it is cryogenic propulsion system. Cryogenic engines are basically used. Cryogenic has two components, LNG, that is liquefied nitrogen gas, लिक्विफाइड और दूसरा आपका जो यहाँ पर है लिक्विफाइड ऑक्सीजन गैस. ठीक है, दो चीज़ यहाँ पर आपको दिखाई देगी. ये नेचुरल गैस है, नॉट नाइट्रोजन गैस. नेक्स्ट इज, व्हाट वाज द नेम ऑफ स्काईरूट्स फर्स्ट सब ऑर्बिटल टेस्ट मिशन इन 2022? Was it Pratham? Was it Akash? Was it Shakti? Was it Vikram 0 or O? So correct answer is Prarambh. The name only suggests the correct answer. ठीक है ना? प्रारंभ means initiation. So it is a good name to keep for a first, you can say, operation or mission. Moving ahead. Where is the headquarters of the newly notified 18th railway zone, that is the South Coastal Zone of Railway has been notified? So firstly, let us know certain key terminology. What is zone as far as the railway is concerned? Zone is the highest administrative unit of railways. Highest administrative unit of railways. After the notification of this SCOR, there are now total of 18 such zones in India. 18 such zones in India. ठीक है ना? The southern zone or the south zone was the first zone during the time period of independence. Around 1950-51, it was the first zone of Indian Railway. And now today we have this 18th zone. So there was a pre-existing zone which was called as the Voltaire zone. It was highly beneficial and financially viable zone. है ना? And during the formation of Andhra Pradesh reorganization under the Andhra Pradesh State Reorganization Act of 2014, the central government has promised to give to increase the connectivity, to increase the trade, etc., to boost the economy of Andhra Pradesh. The central government has promised that they will give a new railway zone to the people of Andhra Pradesh, But the problem was that it has to be taken from Odisha's part. वहाँ से वो आपका division Odisha के अंदर में आता था. So now if you are taking it away from Odisha, Odisha is going to get upset. And if you are not fulfilling your promise after 10 years, the people of Andhra Pradesh are going to get upset. So what was the solution? So there was a pre-existing zone, Voltaire zone, which was headquartered in Visakhapatnam. So this was bifurcated by the central government. So after bifurcating, one of the part of this Voltaire division resulted in the formation of a new division. So one new division came out from the pre-existing Voltaire zone, and the name of this division was Raigad division. ठीक है ना? And now Raigad division comes under the ECOR, that is East Coast Railway Zone. All right, and its headquarter is in Bhubaneswar. So people of Odisha are going to get happy because they have got this Raigad division. What is the speciality of this Raigad division? It is iron and mineral rich zone. So it is going to greatly contributing towards the regional economy. That is why we said that this entire Voltaire zone was very financially viable. So one part of that has been given to the ECOR, which is headquartered in Bhubaneswar. The remaining part, जो बच गया यहाँ पर, it has been renamed to Visakhapatnam, and it is now the part of the SCOR, that is the 18th division of Indian Railways. ECOR is precisely the 16th division of Indian Railway, which came into existence in 2003. I hope this part is clear to you. All right. Acha, this breaking down has taken place from the South Central Railway Zone, which is headquartered in Secunderabad. So that also you should be aware of. What has been taken from where and which new divisions have been formed. Next question is, Acha, so for this the answer is Visakhapatnam. We should be aware of this. Question 20th is, when will the South Coast Railway Zone become officially operational? So the notification has been highlighted, but the operational or the effective date is going to be June 1, 2026. June 1, 2026. Clear? चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. When the current chairperson, who is the current chairperson and CEO of the Railway Board? So Mr. Satish Kumar is the current chairperson and CEO of the Railway Board, and he has become, I think in 2024-25, 1 or 2 years ago, he has gotten this position, and he is the first Dalit person in the history to achieve this position, prestigious position of being the chairperson CEO of Dalit Board. Who are the other people in the news? Mr. Jay Verma Sinha was the ex-chairman and CEO of Railway Board. His tenure ended in 2024. Mr. Sandeep Mathur, he is the GM of the general manager of the SCOR, which we discussed on the last page. He is the newly elected GM or appointed GM of the newly notified zone, the newest zone of Indian Railway, the 18th zone, headquartered in Vishakhapatnam. I think this name you are already familiar, Ashwini Vishnu Saab. He's not CEO or MD, he is the railway minister himself. Next is which new division has been formed under, this तो we have just completed ना, ECOR के अंदर में, which is the new division Raigad, from where it has been taken away, from the Voltaire division, है ना, it has been extracted from the Voltaire division. चलिए, now banking super elite के बारे में यहाँ पर information है. Those of you who are preparing for banking examination and they want one stop solution of everything that is required, the most premium subscription ever, everything is present here. You can reach out to the counselors. The number must be given somewhere at the bottom of the chat section or the video description. Chaliye, normal course and super elite are basically being compared here. You can check it out after the lecture. Let us focus on the quiz. Question number 23rd. How many students' lives are impacted by the Niti Aayog 10-year education roadmap? So recently, Niti Aayog has released a report where the decadal performance, highlights, recommendations have been put in front of us. It has highlighted that in the earlier time period, the focus in the beginning of 21st century or most part of the 21st century, it was mostly for increasing the number of enrollment in the schools. More the number of students go to school, the better it is. But now we are focusing upon quality enrichment, digital transformation, infrastructural gap को fill करना है, उसके ऊपर हम focus कर रहे हैं, ठीक है? तो पूछ रहा है कितनी lives को report बता रही है कि how many lives has been affected in this 10-year roadmap. So with this 10-year roadmap, more than 24 crore lives have been impacted. Exact number it is not possible to remember, so you have to keep in mind more than 24 crore. Next, what is the bagless days recommended in the? So we have discussed that there are a lot of recommendations also being made in this particular report. So one such recommendation is bagless days. In a complete calendar year, certain amount of days are going to be reserved where the children are not bringing their bag. वो बिना बैग के आएंगे. Why? Game होगा वहाँ पर? नहीं, game नहीं होगा. Children are going to be taught about certain new skills, whether it is related to the local craft of the state or the city, or is it about machine learning, AI, or any other type of skill that is viable for their overall growth. Okay, so that we are not only focused upon rote learning, rectification or memorization. So total of 10 days are reserved in a particular year for the same purpose. Okay, आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next question is which agency integration is recommended for shifting assessment from rote to competency. So agency which is concerned here, the assessment agency is called as PARAK. ठीक है ना, परख का मतलब ही होता है क्या, लिटरल मीनिंग इज इवैल्यूएशन. सो इट इज द इवैल्यूएटिव और द असेसमेंट एजेंसी विच इज पार्ट ऑफ द एनसीईआरटी. इट कम्स अंडर द एनसीईआरटी. सो परख बेसिकली हाईलाइट्स अ न्यू पैटर्न और अ फ्रेमवर्क फॉर इवैल्यूएशन और असेसमेंट ऑफ योर growth, you can say, as far as education is concerned. How come? In the earlier days, the assessment was largely based upon the rote learning, how much you are able to memorize, okay, and reproduce in the examinations on the examination sheet. But now it will be more about, are you able to apply that? Are you able to connect that with the real life scenarios and to solve real life problem? है ना? तो वो फोकस होगा. If you are learning Newton, if you are learning Einstein, if you are learning Tesla or Darwin, etc., are you just memorizing it, the information that you are getting, or are you trying to connect the dots also? Is it having any practical value also? So that is going to be the framework for evaluation and assessment, which is basically the agency for that is PARAK. The body for that is PARAK, which comes under NCERT. Next is merging low enrollment school into larger resources rich unit is called as what? So there is another theme or recommendation which has been made under this particular report, which says that there are a lot of schools with only one teachers and handful of students. So it is wastage of time of both students and teacher, wastage of resources also. No? So it is better to combine the resources, make a composite area, a complex with digital infrastructure, library, etc., and all the students and the strength of teacher, they can be combined. So this is called as composite. This particular model is called as composite school model, the merging of small into larger unit, small units into larger unit. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. What is the S&P and CRISIL projected real GDP growth for India? So different bodies have projected growth. Recently in the, I think, second week or the third week, it was in the April. So in the month of April, RBI itself has downgraded the GDP forecast from 7.4% to 6.9%. Other bodies are also revising their forecast. For example, Moody's has also revised the India's growth forecast from 6.8% to 6%. Some of them has maintained neutral, some of them have shown more promising and optimistic outlook. Here it is asking about S&P and CRISIL. So their projection is around 6.6%. Moving ahead, the projected CPI retail inflation for FY27 is expected to be, expectation is 5.1, although it is going to be probably beating this up and we have to revise it. Why? Because currently in the month of April only, CPI breached around 4.8%, 4.6 or 4.8%, I think. Chaliye. Moving ahead, India and the EU launched a joint EV battery recycling research call worth how much amount? This is something that we were discussing when Vietnam news was being discussed. So we have discussed, India and EU have partnered for a joint mission where there are going to be 3 members from each side. These 3 members are going to be 2 members from the side of startups and 1 member from academia, from universities, etc. And they are going to collaborate. They are going to focus if we can come up with any alternative of these critical earth minerals which are used in EV batteries. And more than that, that is to a long-term process. More than that, the focus has to be on recycling, building the recycling capacity. Okay? So for that, they are going to come up and team up. So what is the total amount which has been laid for that? So total amount for that is around euro, not dollar, euro 15.2 बिलियन, है ना? नहीं, मिलियन है, बिलियन नहीं है. बिलियन तो बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगा एक रिसर्च के लिए. Just to give me a second. हाँ. So euro 15.2 million has been outlaid for that, and out of this, most of the amount, around 9 million euro, is from the side of, more than 9 million euro is from the side of EU. There is a fund of Europe or EU, European Union, that is called as Horizon Fund, है ना? Horizon Research Fund. So from that they are going to give or support 9 point something million euro. India is going to provide the remaining 5.5 or 6 million euro component. Next is the battery waste management rules of 2022 target material recovery of how much percent by 2026-27. So we are targeting 90% of the material recovery by 2026-27. Moving ahead, question 31, which state topped the PMAY U 2.0 rankings? What is PMAY 2.0? Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban. There is another version which is called as Gramin. So this is urban. 2.0 का मतलब क्या है कि the 1.0 version which started in 2015 and it culminated in year 2024. ठीक है, this 2.0 version started in last year 2025, and there are a lot of things which have changed. For example, the 1.0 version of this particular initiative or scheme focused upon providing houses or helping people get houses from 2 major groups, that is LIG, low income group, and economically weaker section. Now this 2.0 is going to focus upon LIG plus EWS alongside the new entry of MIG, that is middle income group or middle class. ठीक है ना, middle income group or middle class, MIG. All right, so it has asked that in the recent report which state has topped. So Odisha has topped. There are around 24,000 sanctioned you can say houses. Out of those 24,000, 23,000 plus have been geotagged. They can be monitored, their physical completion can be monitored by the nodal bodies and the agencies. And out of these 24,000, around 2,008 houses are already completed. That is somewhere around 8% completion rate has been seen in Odisha. Okay? So it has topped the list. Next question is, what is the central share funding for Himalayan states under Jal Jeevan Mission? So both are different. This is Awas Yojana, this is Jal Jeevan. Jal Jeevan Mission also we are having this 2.0 version of it. In the first version, we largely focus upon installing more and more taps per household. So we targeted around 19 crore household, not individuals, 19 crore household, or you can say families were being targeted or being benefited. So 19 crore families का मतलब क्या, लगभग 60 crore से ज़्यादा लोग. So the theme or the aim was Har Ghar Jal, provide every house with water, drinkable and for other uses as well. So success was measured in the terms of number of taps that have been installed. In the 2.0, we are shifting to a new framework. Just installing the tap is not enough at all. If you are not having water, what the tap is going to provide to you? है ना. So now we have to focus upon the sustainability also. In 2.0 we are focusing upon sustainability also. Sustainability means groundwater replenishing or recharging, ठीक है ना, so that the water मैनेजमेंट कैन बी प्रॉपरली डन टू इंश्योर लॉन्ग टर्म प्रोस्पेक्टस, कि वो नल से पानी आता भी रहे, सिर्फ नल लगा करके शोपीस थोड़ी नहीं बनाना है. करेक्ट. चलिए, व्हाट इज द अदर डिफरेंस? देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ IoT बेस्ड सेंसर्स विच हैव बीन नाउ इंटीग्रेटेड इन द विद द टैंक्स, so that the real time monitoring of the flow of the water can be traced back. Alongside that, there is a provision of grey water management also. What is grey water management? For example, there is one kind of water we call black water, the sewage water, है ना, not the alkaline black water which is used for drinking, category wise, nature wise. So the sewage water, black water, it is not safe for consumption. You cannot use it for any other thing also. Fresh water, it can be used for any purpose. You can drink it also. You can wash your clothes with that also, है ना. Now when you are washing your clothes or you are taking a bath from the fresh water, it gets contaminated, है ना. It is not like a sewage water, but it gets contaminated. So that is the grey water for you. So now we have to make it sure that we do manage these grey water also. We can reuse, recycle it and integrate it back. That is also the target in this particular. Acha, there is also formation of what we call as Pani Samitis, the village communities which are bestowed with the role of water management and maintenance as well. ठीक है ना. पहले ये सिर्फ कॉन्ट्रैक्टर की जिम्मेदारी थी और गवर्नमेंट की थी. अभी पानी समितिस के अंदर में जो लोग हैं उनको भी जोड़ा जा रहा है. ऑलराइट. सो क्वेश्चन इज कि व्हाट इज द सेंट्रल. नाउ देयर इज अ शेयरिंग मॉडल. For example, for all the Himalayan state, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, etc., and the northeastern state, the seven sister state, the funding pattern is 90% of the money will be from central government, 10% money from the state government. For all the other state apart from these, the pattern is going to be 50-50. Both center and state 50-50. For the union territories, there is two classification. If a union territory is having legislative assembly, है ना, and if it is not having a legislative assembly. So if it is not having legislative assembly, then 100% amount is going to be given by the government, central government. Example given, Puducherry, etc. Legislative assembly है अगर, for example Delhi, so again this 90-10, 90% central government, 10% is going to be from the state government. So I hope you are clear with this. ठीक है, let us see the answers. Yes, so Odisha and 90% they are the right answer for Himalayan and northeastern. Next question is, what is the TRAI proposed penalty for an improperly dismissed complaint? So recently the Telecom Authority, Regulator Authority or Regulator Body of India, that is called as TRAI, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, it has come with a proposal which is currently at the draft stage. It has not implemented. It is only a proposal till now. So what is this proposal saying? See, a lot number of times now when we have problem with the service provider, mobile service provider, local or national, whether it is Jio, whether it is Airtel or some local company, you know, internet service providers also for that matter. So you raise a complaint and you are not satisfied with the resolution. The grievance complaint redressal mechanism is not properly working. है ना. A lot number of times you cannot directly connect with the human representative. The IVR or the AI chatbots, AI voice bots, they are like frustrating you out. है ना. To solve this particular problem, TRAI has seen that there are record number of complaints which are rising quickly and the resolution is not satisfactory. So in order to make sure that the resolution is proper, penalization has now been started. है ना. For example, if you are raising a particular complaint and it has been dismissed without being even evaluating the merits of the complaint, then the company will be fined with 1,000 rupees per violation. So if it makes 1 lakh violation in a day, you can multiply 1 lakh with 1,000. If 1 lakh people are raising complaint and 1 lakh complaints are being declined by the company improperly without proper reasoning anything, so 1,000 rupees fine for each violation. ठीक है. अच्छा, there is another category if improper disposal. Disposal here means dismiss क्या है, आपने देखा नहीं उसको हटा दिया. Disposal means closing a complaint. So according to the company, they have closed the complaint after addressing the issue. But what if the consumer is not satisfied with the resolution, or what it has been improper closing of the complaint? In that case, 5,000 rupees is going to be the penalty. Okay? So answer for improperly dismissed, it is going to be 1,000 rupees. Achha, there are two other features as well. Now there is a provision for directly connecting to the human agent rather than AI chatbots, AI voice bots or IVR. So a one tap connect is mandated on the application of these telecom service provider. Apart from that, there is also another thing which I do not seem to recall. Let me think of it. Apart from this, there was also something very much important as far as this new try draft regulation. If it will come to my mind, I'll tell you later. So next question is, what is the quarterly penalty? So the total amount of penalty, this 5,000, 1,000 in a single quarter, the penalty has been capped at 50 lakh rupees. Total of 50 lakh rupees penalty can be inflicted upon the company from the side of try for this type of discrepancies. Moving ahead. There is also you can say on the website, in fact on the homepage of the website of the company, they have to show a metric. Metric means data. Data of what? How many live complaints are there? How many grievances are there? How many are not resolved? How many are resolved? What is the time pending for resolution of the particular complaint? So that is now supposed to be reflected on their homepage. That is also something recommended. Keep in mind, this is recommendation and this is draft. It has not been implemented as of now. Next is which division of DFS secured the first rank in GRI for March 2026. So GRI जो आपका है ना, ये ranking देता है गवर्नमेंट के अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट को. It give ranking to the various department of the government basically for efficiently handling the grievances or the complaints which are received by different departments. So the question is asking that DFS, that is Department of Financial Services, there is one division of DFS which has achieved the first rank. So which division is it? So correct answer here is the insurance division. It has achieved the first rank. And there is another division of DFS which is the banking division. It has received the fifth rank for the month of March 2026. Other departments which is not part of DFS like telecommunication has achieved second rank. Acha, GRI often categorizes all these departments into two different categories, Group A and Group B. If the total number of grievances is more than 500, then you are in Group A. If it is less than 500, then you are in Group B, है ना? So Group B के अंदर में जो आपके Department of Textile etc. हैं, ये सारे आ जाते हैं. Next question is, what does the CP Grams portal stand for? अच्छा, these grievances are registered or directly made on a portal which is called as CP Grams. So it is asking the what is the full form of this CP Gram? Centralized Public Grievance Redress and Monitoring Citizen Public Centralized Power Collaborative. Correct answer is Centralized Public Grievance Portal. ठीक है ना? और ये इंश्योरेंस डिवीजन था. आगे बढ़ते हैं. What is the consumer corner mandate in new TRI regulation? We have just mentioned on the home page they have to reflect something. What was that? It was the matrix section, the prominent homepage matrix section. Moving ahead, the next news. The target families to be covered under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban 2.0 between 2025 to 2029. How many families are going to be covered and targeted here? Total of 1 crore families are supposed to be covered. Let's check the answer. Yes, both the answers are correct. Moving to the last two questions. Which ministry is the nodal body for PM Mitra scheme? It is asking the question for the second last question for the first news that we have covered, or the first question that we have undertaken. So it is but obvious if you know the full form. Mitra is what? Mega Integrated Textile Reason and Apparel. So which ministry? Common sense, Ministry of Textiles. ठीक है ना? Next is Jal Jeevan Mission 2.0 aims to ensure long-term sustainability through groundwater. We have discussed it. In version 1.0, the success was measured in terms of how many taps are being installed. Now it is in terms of sustainability. कि tap तो है, but is it sustainable? Is it water going to come throughout the year for next 5 years, 10 years? That is only going to be done when you are having a proper groundwater level. So groundwater recharging. You cannot bottle the groundwater. You cannot privatize the groundwater. You cannot extraction तो हो सकता है, लेकिन the correct answer here is recharging. So I hope it is clear to you, and we have seen the answer also. Answer for both that is also absolutely correct. Those of you who have not joined the Telegram space, they should join the Telegram space. All the updates, important quizzes, etc. for the different sessions that we take on YouTube, they are present here. And we do also discuss things frequently. Apart from that, in the beginning, I have shown you a page, I think. Let me again try to open that up, where you will be able to get the PDF of this particular session. So the PDF is going to uploaded exclusively on the application, nowhere else. So those who have not registered, they should register themselves on the Oliveboard application to get free PDF of our YouTube sessions. And those who are interested into getting enrolled in various banking programs like Banking Selection Kit or Super Elite, they can also reach out to the counselor. Thank you very much. See you in the next session covering the third week current affairs around 22 or 23rd of May. Take care. If you like the session, do comment here in the comment section. Like the video, do share with other learners to help them out also. Signing off.